So, let's talk about craving. Is it really a sin? We're all taught that wanting things is basically the root of all our problems. But what if that's not the whole story? What if the way we've been thinking about it is just wrong? You know that feeling, right? That little pang of guilt when you really want a slice of pizza, or you see a new phone you just have to have, or maybe you just want 5 minutes of peace and quiet. We feel that desire, and then we feel bad about feeling it. We're told, suppress it, fight it, get rid of it. But what if the fight itself is actually the real problem? Okay, so to really get to the bottom of this, we've got to understand where a desire even comes from. And according to the original teachings of the Lord Buddha, it's not some deep, dark moral failing on your part. Nope, it's actually a super simple, almost mechanical chain reaction.
And what's wild is just how impersonal this whole thing is. I mean, it happens automatically. So imagine you're walking and you see a stunning sunset. That's step one, contact or phassa. Instantly, and I mean instantly, a pleasant feeling blossoms in your chest. That's step two, feeling or vedana. And right on its heels, before you can even think, comes step three, craving or tanha. It's that little pull that, oh, I want to keep looking at this. I don't want this moment to end. It just happens.
And get this, it's not just stuff from the outside world that kicks this off. The contact can happen completely inside your own head. A memory, what's called sanya, just pops up. You suddenly remember that amazing meal you had at a restaurant last year. That memory creates a pleasant feeling, and boom, the craving to go back and eat that exact same thing is born, right here, right now.
So, here's the big question. If this process is so automatic and just happens on its own, is every single craving a problem? Well, the teachings say absolutely not. And this is where we have to make a really, really crucial distinction.
Think of it like this. There are two completely different flavors of craving. On one side, you've got natural craving. That's just your body doing what bodies do. But on the other side, you have craving from ignorance. That's when a craving gets all twisted up with a confused mental state, and that's the one that causes all the suffering. They are not the same thing at all.
I mean, think about it. It's just common sense. When your body is hungry, a desire to eat arises. When you're exhausted, a desire to sleep shows up. These aren't moral failures, they're just survival signals. It's your body's dashboard telling you it needs fuel or a recharge. The teachings are super clear on this. You don't need to suppress these things. Trying to would just be, well, kind of ridiculous.
So here is the absolute key. This simple, natural pull of desire, which in Pali is called tanha, is not, by itself, a defilement or kilesa. See, a defilement is the actual mental poison, the stress, the suffering. Tanha is just one of the ingredients. It's not the final toxic dish.
And that leads us to a huge question, doesn't it? If the craving itself, the tanha, isn't the villain in this story, then what is? What's the real source of all our mental pain and anguish? Let's just pause on that for a second. If the desire to eat when you're hungry is totally fine, and the desire to sleep when you're tired is perfectly natural, what's that secret ingredient that turns a simple want into a full-blown torturous obsession? The real culprit is this, avijja, or ignorance. But listen, this isn't ignorance like not knowing the capital of a country. It's a much deeper misunderstanding of our own inner world. The best way to think about it is like a dense fog that settles right in your chest, totally clouding your vision. When that fog is there, you just can't see that simple, impersonal three-step process for what it really is.
And here's what happens when that simple, natural craving, tanha, gets mixed with that thick fog of avijja. It creates a toxic chemical reaction. And that reaction is kilesa, the defilement, the stress, the suffering. So the formula is simple. Craving plus ignorance equals suffering. Craving all by itself doesn't complete the equation.
This changes everything. This is a total paradigm shift. The goal isn't to wage this epic war against every desire you have and try to stamp them all out. The real goal is to get rid of the wrong view, to clear away the fog of avijja that turns a simple craving into a poison.
So what does this actually look like in real life? Well, it's not about trying to become some kind of desireless robot. It's all about changing your perspective. It's about learning to see what's happening inside with total clarity.
The antidote to that fog of ignorance, avijja, is the bright, clear light of samadikti, or right view. And all this is the ability to just watch that three-step process unfold without getting all tangled up in it. You see a craving arise, and you can just recognize it, There's that pull again, without adding the whole dramatic story of, I must have this right now or my life is over.
Look, this chart makes it crystal clear. You take the exact same craving, if you add ignorance to it, that whole fog of, I need this is me, I can't live without it, it leads straight to suffering, no question. But if you take that very same craving and you meet it with right view, with clarity and understanding, it does not lead to suffering. The craving shows up, you see it for what it is, and it just passes on by, without leaving a scratch.
So let's just reframe this whole thing. The objective was never to reach some impossible, superhuman state of having no desires at all. The real and totally achievable goal is just to disconnect desire from that chain reaction of suffering. You can still want things, you just don't have to be miserable because of them.
And if there's only one thing you take away from all this, let it be this. This path isn't a brutal battle to crush your natural human impulses. It's simply a practice of seeing clearly, of gently dissolving the mental confusion that causes all the pain. So I'll just leave you with this final thought to chew on. We spend so much time and energy trying to get rid of our wants, thinking that's what freedom is. But what if we've had it completely backwards this whole time? What if real freedom isn't about the absence of craving at all, but simply the presence of clarity?